Hi, I'm Chris and welcome to this week's tutorial. Let's draw together. In this lesson, we're going to be drawing a cute little girl and painting her in. So this will be part of the Quick and Cute series, so it'll be a two-parter. So this first video, we're going to be drawing the girl and doing all our line work. And the second video, we'll be doing all the paintings. So if you're watching this right when it's launched, it'll be out in a week's time and will be linked down below. All right, so let's get started. What you'll need to follow along exactly with me will be the Illustrator starter kit, and you can find that for absolutely free down in the description. There will be a link there for you, so you can go and grab a bunch of brushes. You can see all these brushes here, as well as this canvas and some swatches. So the canvas I'm using is called the Living Watercolor Canvas, and you can find that in the downloads there. And I'll also be using the Quick Daily Sketches swatches. And of course, like I said, the Illustrator starter kit, all of these brushes here. Okay, so if you're all ready and set up, let's start. I'm just gonna start with using the Simple Sketcher, which is found in the Flower Masterclass section. And I'm just going to, let's see, have my brush size. It doesn't really matter, it's just a sketch, but maybe around 20 or so. I'm just gonna use black, that's fine, and we'll start with some simple shapes. We're just gonna do her face today, not a full body, just her face. So just start with a circle. Just get your hand warmed up. It's actually more of an oval. Just something like that. And then we're not gonna actually square it off, so she's gonna have a very shallow, wide sort of shape here. So not a shallow type chin and jawline. Maybe that's a little bit boxy there. I want this to be fairly rounded out. Here, make sure there's no edges. Just nice and round. Okay, that looks about good. I'm gonna have her looking straight ahead at us. And her eyes are gonna be lower, maybe around here, to make her quite cute and young looking. Your ears are going to be here, again, quite low. And her eyes are going to roughly be in this area here. And her nose will be, like all the features will be quite scrunched up to make, again, get that very baby quality, very youthful quality. So everything's quite small, low on the face, and quite compact in a way. Okay, so now that we have some shapes, she's gonna have a little hairdo, so she's gonna have little buns on the side of her head. So we'll just sort of do a little circle here, where her hair will be. And then for her hairstyle, I'm just gonna do something pretty simple. I'm gonna give her a part that's quite to the side here, and then just have her bangs sort of swoop over like this. Maybe not that low, hold on. Still want to be able to see a bit of an expression on her face. So place for her eyebrows. So we'll have the kind of like that. So this, you can kind of think about it as sections. So this is a section here, sort of a shape. And this is going to be sort of a section here, this shape. So separate her hair into two parts, and then her buns. And we'll have bows here, some ribbons. So let's just sort of do, like a little shape here. Maybe not quite that big shape there, and just like that. A little shape, and then some triangles. Just rough it in, they should probably be about the same size. So maybe just erase that, make sure that's in that shape. We'll give her just a small little neck just to finish this shape. I'll just do her little shoulders here just to indicate that, and that's as far as we'll go with the body. So let's start with, let's draw her eyes. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm going to draw the one eye once, and then we'll duplicate it so it's easier to replicate. So that's what we can do when we're working digitally. It's lovely. So we can just create a new layer on top. And I'm going to do an eye shape that's not an oval. So we can start with an oval. Then what I'm going to do is keep that rounded side, but kind of have an edge here. I mean, not hard, but just have an edge. Then we're going to swoop this way. And then this one is going to come more like this way. Do you see what I mean? Not sure what kind of shape that is, but that's what we're working on. So I'm just going to use my eraser just to manipulate the shape a bit, just to soften it up. I don't want any hard edges. It's kind of like an egg shape, sort of, but not quite. Okay, so then we're going to do a circle on the inside, like that, and it'll touch the inside edge, and then another circle, and you can fill that in. Well, you know, this is still a sketch, and we'll make this a little bit nicer later. So I'm just gonna bring these down like this. Just again, you can keep using your eraser just to shape your lines. Okay. Oops, it's looking a little pointy. All right, and then this is where her eyelashes will be along here. We'll make them look nice later, but that's where they will go. Okay, I think this is a little bit too deep here. Maybe have it so that this isn't too far away, this lower part of her iris and her pupil here. There, okay, that's a little bit of a softer shape. I'm just gonna size it. It's maybe grown on me a little bit too much, a little bit too big. But you can see that will bring some life to this character. Okay, so what you can do is just duplicate it and do this. I mean, you could draw your good copy as well and do it. Maybe we'll do that later, but we'll just leave this for our sketch. So we can make sure that everything's in proportion and working for us. You can just pinch these two layers to merge them, so they're all on just one layer. And then why don't we just do her little nose here. Just a little scoop, really simple. Her mouth is just a simple smile, just with a little V's at the ends here. And just draw a little line underneath just to indicate the shadow of that lower lip. That's pretty much all we need. We'll have some eyebrows. I might bring this hair back a little bit more. And just have some eyebrows up here. An upward position will make them look like she's happy and smiling. Okay, you can see like these will be filled in so it won't look quite as crazy. I will have some light and stuff in there as well. All right, I'm just going to make sure her ears are here, just so that when we turn our sketch layer, we can see everything. When we turn down the opacity and trace over top. So all you want to do for ears is you just want to do a nice rounded shape. Just draw a one. It's like kind of like a Y. Just that little fold. Little Y. And that creates those, looks like a little ear. Okay, so let's see, just the buns. Okay, so you can turn down this sketch layer a little bit and just see if those facial features are reading okay. All right. I think so. I think I might size and move the eyes again. They're a little bit, just because they're such a key feature in this picture, it's good to kind of get them right before we go and make all of our other adjustments. So I'm just going to use my selection tool and just make a few little changes. If I'm wanting to bring this, or just see what it looks like if I bring it down a little bit, just a little bit lower in the face, just to see how that looks. Just a touch maybe. I think that's all right. So you can turn down this sketch layer as well, so they're all kind of blended together, and you can merge them as well, just so you have one sketch layer. Okay, so now we can go in and make some nicer line work and have her looking good here. Okay, so we have our new layer, and then I'm gonna go and just grab this dark brown. I'm gonna continue, and I'll be continuing on with the simple sketcher. Let's start with her face, and we're just gonna line this in. Just try to keep it nice and soft. Just rounding out those edges there. All right, we can just sort of add that. You can add detail to her little shirt here if you'd like, but it's not what we're concentrating today. All right, let's start with her hair. So I'm just gonna draw a few soft lines, just flowing lines here. How these kind of meet like that. You can have however you like, if you want it a little bit curly, or if you just want to add a few little wispies, that's fine too. And just have, like, I'm gonna push more with the brush at the base and then lighten up. Starting to create sort of the direction of the main chunks of hair here. And just really at the back, just create a nice shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly round, maybe have it a little bit unusual. So yeah, I just want this V here so we know where they separate. Have this so it's showing the shape around here, sort of creating sections for the hair. So we're not going to be drawing every individual strand. Like so. We'll come in and probably add more later, but just putting some darker, it's creating that root. Just pushing with your pen, and then just some softer lines here. And then I can connect, making other little sections, having it darker on the sides as well. Just like that. Okay, then let's do the bows. Just gonna draw a little rectangle, triangle, and they're gonna be sitting, let's see, they're gonna be sitting behind, so this will come in front her hair. So just return them back like that. Maybe more like that. Okay, so for the buns, I'm just gonna do sections again. So kind of make a shape like that, just kind of like they're in these rolled curls. Like that. And then just bring lines in and pushing at the base. Light push, push. Just to create that. And then from the top, you can do the same, a little bit darker. Just make sure that it goes in the direction that the hair would be going. Darker lines. And just have some darker from the top coming in. That kind of creates, I think that looks like sort of rolled curls that her mom's probably done here. All right, now we won't make this one look exactly the same, just a little bit different. Maybe this one is a little bit more dominant there. Something like that. I mean, they should be similar, but not identical. Having those lines come from the top. Okay, so when you have your hair basically done, I think something that helps a lot is just throwing a few little light lines over, just that, they kind of, your little flyaway bits, to make them a little bit irregular. Oops, just kind of, just they would be sort of sticking out. Same with around the top of here, just have them overlap, just so her hair doesn't look too absolutely perfect. Just really light. So when we turn off, it's hard to see when you have the sketch layer on, so you can see it a little bit better here. Just breaks it up a little bit. You know, so it's not quite so perfect. And we can go into more detail in here, but I think that's probably enough for right now. I'm just gonna erase my little blob there. Okay, so let's just turn our sketch layer back on. All right, we can add our little ears here. Oops. Should they go far enough over? Just fix any lines if they're looking a little too light. Okay, so let's do our eyes. So again, I'm just gonna duplicate it so we can do a good job on one and then just save ourselves a little time. So just create a new layer, and we're just gonna trace what we've done, of course. Okay, and then we will draw a circle. I'm going to color these in. You can use the side of your pencil or pen to just fill that in a little easier. And then for our eyelashes, we're just going to swoop. I'm going to keep it fairly light. Obviously, she isn't wearing mascara or anything like that, so just keep it fairly natural looking. Just have them curling just up. Maybe a little bit stronger at the base. And we can, when we're taking off the sketch layer here, it might be a little bit easier to see how much you need. I'm just gonna have a little bit more darkness at the base, just so it softens that line a little bit. Yeah, I think that's more than enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the side of my pencil and like super lightly, if I can do it, and then super lightly, just give it a little bit of a shade. As you can see, that just give a little bit, just at the top part of this white area here. Just like that. It'll give us a nice sort of glowing effect. Okay, so now we can take this eye, swipe it to the left, say duplicate, select our arrow with uniform selected, do flip horizontal, and you can just drag that across to where we had it. Now the other option you can do is go to snapping, magnetics, and then it will, see this line comes up, keep it exactly even, which actually we did a pretty good job of originally, so you're welcome to use that as well. I'm just gonna turn that off for now. Okay, so there you go. That eye might need to move over a little bit. I wanna have them fairly similar. And then we're going to just merge those together. Actually, I'm going to merge them all together so all your line works on one layer. And then just go to the white and just do a little circle here and a little circle here, because that light would be going in one direction, right? So you wouldn't have it on this way. It will look kind of weird for our eyes to read a little better. Just all both on one direction. Okay, back to our dark brown, this one here. And you can just do a little U shape for her nose. And then a nice little smile. Do little checks, your little V's at the side, and a little shadow for her lip. Okay, let's have a look. Looking good. Now what she needs, again, are her eyebrows. So I'm just going to turn this off. I just might change where I put them from last time, depending on where her hair is. You can just sort of fill that in like that. Sort of like that shape. And let's just see. Just sort of fill this one in over like this. Oops. Like this. Sort of that sort of shape. When I stand back a bit, I just can notice that her jaw here is a little bit sticking out. So you can just go to your magic wand, go to liquify and have push on, have maybe 50% or so, and just use this very sparingly. You can just, instead of having to redraw everything, just gonna move this in, because when I stand up, I noticed it was out a little bit. So let's just have a look. You can see before, after. I think that's just a little bit better. Okay, so I am happy with this, and we are going to continue on in the next video. We will be painting and finishing up this girl. So if this is within the first week of this video being released, the video won't be available until next week, so you'll want to turn on your notifications and subscribe to the channel. That would be wonderful. And of course, a thumbs up would be amazing too. It really, really helps me out, and just gets more of these tutorials out to people who would like to see them. So I really appreciate that. So in a week's time, the new tutorial will be linked below so you can catch part 2. So I hope you all enjoyed today's drawing and look forward to seeing you in the next one.